All right. Well, you guys are in for a treat. Let's welcome to the show none other than Evan Carmichael. Thanks so much for being here.
Let's go, Candy. Excited to be here.
I'm so excited. I'm like, okay, we know we have so many friends in common, but we've never done this face to face yet. And my audience, like I was telling you right before we hit record, they love the tactics. They love tell me what to do. They're big implementers. So if we can hit them right out of the gate with some value, I think they would love that. Game? All right. So you obviously have a large YouTube channel. You were one of the first, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it's kind of seemed one of the first to the space. It started this entrepreneurial conversation on YouTube. You now have millions of views. And I know so many entrepreneurs that are trying to get some exposure on YouTube. Is there maybe something that we can start with the goods? A couple things that you see people are making mistakes about on YouTube and some fixes that you know that could help them.
So first thing I'd figure out is what's your business? Because for entrepreneurs who are watching, are you trying to be an influencer and just build audience? Or do you have a business with an offer that you're trying to get more eyeballs on? Because there's a lot of ways to generate money from YouTube content without getting millions of views. So typically for the entrepreneurs I work with, it's first, how do we generate millions of dollars, which then we can use to hire a team to help us build brand to then go and change the world. And so that's typically where we'll start is hey, what's your goals? What are you selling? There's three main kinds of shows just to get tactical. The first is thought leadership, but that's where you go in direct to camera. That's stuff like this, interviews or you showcasing your expertise. The second show is demonstrate the process. And so that's where you are showcasing what you're good at. So if you're a coach, for example, you doing an interview show is not going to help you sell coaching. You speaking is not going to help you sell coaching. Show me you coaching. And so if you have a coaching program, take people who are in the program and then coach them and turn it into a video. I did one this morning with someone who's in my program called Movement Makers. We did an Instagram live coaching session. It's going to turn into a YouTube video as well. And so you get to see me actually coaching. It's oh, Evan's a good coach. So if you sell coaching or you want to get people from your group coaching and send them into your mastermind or your one-on-ones, then demonstrating the process is usually the easiest content to make and is great for converting clients to join and sign up in the first place and or ascend into your high level programs. But you can generate 7 figures and have a couple hundred views on the video. The whole point is not to get tons of audience, but it's to convert people that we have.
Right.
And then the third one is a biz dev show. And that's where you're doing a podcast like this, but the goal isn't viewership. The goal is a relationship. So you're bringing on people. What we'll have people do is come up with what we call the money 50. So who are 50 people that if they knew you, liked you, trusted you, could each be worth 6 or 7 figures to your business, and then invite them on your show. And the whole point of the show isn't to get 1 million views on that video. It's to build a relationship with that person because that person can introduce you to people, introduce you to clients that could be worth 6 or 7 figures to you. So you might release that video and it gets 500 views, but you made $1 million off the back of it, right? So it's if you already have a business, there's a lot you can do to generate business with content, and people default to thought leadership. And I'm happy to go down all the way down the rabbit hole of thought leadership with you if you like that too. Awesome. Usually, though, as a starting point for entrepreneurs who already have a business, we focus on the other 2 programs because it's a lot easier to generate immediate cash flow for your company.
I love this. And I did not know that you had these different 3 buckets, kind of, if you will, for lack of a better word. This is awesome because so many of the people that listen to this show specifically, they're service-based, they're e-commerce, they are not coaches, right? It's not all about personal development and thought leadership. So if we can we split it and go down the rabbit hole on each a little bit? Let's talk to the person that is a service-based business, whether that's professional services or their home services, right? Whatever that may be. How can they, because here's what I think the misconception is. Everyone thinks that you need to have millions of subs and millions of followers and millions of views in order to be successful in business. And I kind of look at this as a marketing arm, right? It's just one piece. How can the service professional utilize YouTube? Is it kind of demonstrate the process, take us on a journey with you? Or is there something else specific that you help people work on?
Yeah. When you go service, are you talking accountant or are you talking plumber?
Both. We have both. Actually, that listen to the show. I know we have people with home service, cleaning business, plumbers, electricians, HVAC. And then we do have, I would say, probably smaller financial planners, accountants, and the professional services.
Okay, great. I mean, it works for all of them. I love that you have a broad audience here.
We do, yeah.
Okay, so let's go cleaning business, right?
Okay.
Great. If you're a great cleaner, you're probably not the best speaker. You may not be used to presenting at a whiteboard and writing down 1, 2, 3 and learning how to talk to the camera when you're by yourself is a really hard skill to learn. and not something that you go to school for. And probably most people who are cleaners aren't like the most comfortable doing that. But what are they comfortable doing? They know how to talk to clients and they know how to solve cleaning problems. So if you're a carpet cleaner, great, go into somebody's home and explain to them, like, just show me the process of what it looks like working with you. So you walk into a home, it could be a current client you're back now on like round 3 of working with them because they just had some party and somebody brought a dog over or they spilled wine all over the couch or whatever. And you're talking to them and you're explaining what's going on and how you're going to fix it for them. And so it demonstrates your expertise and also shows how you work with clients, and that hopefully you're a nice person, you're asking good questions, and they can see, because you could have your landing page, your homepage, and it could have information about you. You can have testimonials, great. But actually seeing you do the thing that you're selling is so much better. Right. Yeah. So, I'm in my studio here. I have sound panels all over the place. I bought, the guy who installs these sound panels, I bought from because he had a video explaining the difference. I'm showing him walking into a room with no sound panel versus sound panels. It's not the most professional, like they're not buying from you for your professional B-roll for carpet cleaning, right? Like you having this video and in the background, this B-roll of somebody climbing a mountain to inspirational music. Like that's not why they're buying carpet cleaning services. But you walking in, having a conversation with a homeowner and helping them dissect the problem and knowing how to fix it and then doing it for them is amazing. Now, the whole point of demonstrate the process is it looks like magic. We're not explaining what happens behind the magic. So magician is not showing off. He's not explaining the tricks. He's just showing the tricks. Okay. So we're just going to show the magic. Whatever you guys sell, accounting services, financial planning, carpet cleaning, plumbers, it's magic. Right? But we're not going to explain how we're doing it. We're just showing us doing it. Right? So that's demonstrate the process. And having that video lives on YouTube, awesome. But that can be on our homepage. That could be in our email sequences. That can be in our newsletters. So we can show people what we're doing as opposed to just telling, right? It's like show, don't tell is classic marketing. We just forget about it when it comes to YouTube for whatever reason. So like, show me the process. And the caveat is you have to be good at what you do. Like if you can't answer the person's question, I guess you don't have to post that video, but that's not going to work out very well for you if you can't answer the person's question. So if you are not good at what you do, then I can't help you. Like go get better at the thing that you're supposed to be good at in selling your services. But if you're good at what you do, then there's almost no question. Like ask me a question about YouTube or entrepreneur. I've been hit with so many questions. I can answer almost anything. And so that's a chance for anybody who's a deep expert to be able to demonstrate their craft. And the easiest video to make, like that's an easy 20, 30-minute video without you thinking about it. But go tell a carpet cleaner, make a 30-minute video about how to remove red wine from they don't know what to do.
Right. So great. You're saying to that person that's like, well, I'm not doing this because I am not good at talking. I can't do what Evan does. Like there's just no way. You're saying you don't even have to talk. You can literally just show what it is that you're doing and almost show the transformation.
Yeah. Demonstrate the process. And and you're probably good at talking to clients. What you're not good at is talking by yourself to a camera. It's hard. In front of a whiteboard. Or memorizing a speech.
I'm still not that great. But even so, it's hard. It's a totally different. I always say, like, I've been a doer, like a builder. Like, but then talk about it. It's a totally different skill set. So for everyone listening that beats themselves up that they're not good at this, welcome to the real world. None of us are. Like, it's a totally different set of skill. And it reminds me of the landscapers. Like some of the most fascinating videos that I like to watch are people cutting grass. Because you get to see like they cut the grass and the guy didn't say anything, but you got to see the transformation. Is that kind of what you're saying? Like demonstrate the process.
Yeah. Show me what you're good at.
Yeah.
Show it as much as possible. And sometimes the showing is actual easy to see, like grass, like here's the before and after and here's me cutting it. And you're not explaining why you're using whatever tool to solve that problem. You're just showing it. Yeah. And something that is more thinking, like accounting or financial planning. Yes. Like it's what are you going to show you with a calculator? It's like you talking to the client and helping them understand solutions to their challenges, their business problems. So whatever it is that you do, it's the easiest content to make and usually the most fun content to make because you are helping somebody else out through a problem. And as entrepreneurs, we help people solve problems. Like if you don't like helping people solve problems, you're probably not going to last as an entrepreneur for very long, right? So whatever you're doing already, just film it. And so now we have content showing our genius, and like people watching you hopefully are a genius at something. and it's probably not talking as a motivational speaker to the camera. Cool.
Right.
Leverage
Yeah.
what you're great at.
I love that. I feel like we're freeing people from all of the reasons that they don't do it. So let's speak to that one step further. They're like, well, I don't have a video crew. I don't have the money to have someone follow me. I don't know how to edit these videos. You're saying the raw is okay. The real behind the scenes is kind of okay, right? Are you seeing that there are more traction in people that fully edit these videos like a Mr. Beast, as opposed to someone that's just going to show behind the scenes of them cleaning some carpet or fixing an electrical issue?
Yeah. So it depends on what we're selling. Like Mr. Beast is selling entertainment.
Mm.
So it needs to be entertaining. First, if we're selling carpet cleaning, I guess you could try to be entertaining. I don't know how you make that entertaining. I'm sure Mr. Beast could find a way. But like, why are people buying from you? They're not looking for entertainment about carpet cleaning. They're looking for a solution to a problem. So what I care most about is, can you solve this problem? And do I feel like you're a good person? Like, do I trust you when I watch your thing? I'm not judging you on your ability to make a great video, because that's not your profession. Now, if you said my profession is I'm a videographer, okay,
yeah,
that's different. You're a videographer. Like I'm judging you based off of how good your videos are, because that's your stated profession. But an electrician ability to make videos, I need to be able to see you. I need to be able to hear you. If it's all muffled, okay. I mean, there's some basics, but I'm not judging your ability to make videos in the same way of your ability to be an electrician. If I want to call you to be my local electrician or carpet cleaner or whatever it is, I care that you know your thing and that you appear to be a good human. And that's where video comes in. And what's great is a lot of people who are in those professions are too afraid to make video for all of these reasons. So like, you're probably the only one making any kind of content on this. So awesome opportunity versus all the motivational speakers out there making content. It's a lot harder to stand out.
You're 100% right. And that's why I actually love home service businesses and all of these other types of business, because it's so easy to just do a little bit to stand out above everybody else. And if we got into like the nuts and bolts of that, so let's just take someone through it. They're like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And they're going to record something and just demonstrate the process, like you said. And then they hear all this stuff, like you have to have certain keywords and hashtags and descriptions and all of this. Is there any industry standard, or does all of that stuff actually matter?
Most important is we're not going to get 1 million views on this video about carpet cleaning in, you're in Arizona, I believe. Scottsdale,
Florida,
Arizona.
all the places. Yeah, all over. I'm currently in Florida, but yeah.
Florida. God. Okay. Well, it's like Miami, Florida. You're not going to get 1 million views about carpet cleaning in Miami, Florida. But what we can do is have content that has some keywords with our city, like the city we want to put in there if it's a local business like that, and what it is, like carpet cleaning, electrician, whatever the thing is for that city. And we want to be able to put that on our website, and we want to put it in our emails that go out to people. We want people to be able to see it's used mostly as conversion content as opposed to attracting brand new people. So if it's on our website, if it's in our emails, if people call us, like somebody calls in with a problem and they're kind of judging between one, this is what happened with the guy I bought my sound panels from. I was talking to 3 or 4 different people, and he said, you know what, let me send you a video of me showing what it looks like to work with us and the before and after. Okay, cool. I saw the videos, like, I love this guy. Okay, you're hired, right? So all the leads that are coming in, and that's people calling you, emailing you, website visits, social media. Now we have a place to be able to show them what we're doing, as opposed to just us saying we're great or a client saying we're great. I get to see you doing your magic.
That's so good. And I love how you package it so separately, because I think it's different conversations, right? We're using one mechanism, YouTube, but we're actually using it in a different way, like different modalities for every single one of these businesses. So if you talk to let's say we do have a few people that are in the thought leader, want to be a thought leader, want to be a speaker, all of the more highly produced stuff that you're talking about. Let's just talk about the other bucket for a moment. That person, they're really after brand awareness, correct? Like they're not really using it necessarily for conversion right away. Maybe they're trying to build an audience, build 1 million people on YouTube or all the stuff they're after. Is there something different that you're using for that type of virality, as opposed to just garnering more customers for the service professional?
Yeah. So for the show me the process, we might only get 500 views on that video. But if it's 500 people who are in Miami who care about plumbing, that's awesome. Like those are clients, versus you could get 500,000 people and not make any sales. For thought leadership, there's 4 key things that we'll look at dissecting any channel, whether it's a brand new channel or somebody who already has millions of subscribers. And then you said to get tactical, so we're just kind of diving in and lean with it. The first is how frequently you're making videos. So once a week is your ticket in. Like if you're not doing once a week, you better be doing Star Wars commercials or something insane. But like once a week is your ticket in at least. And also just the quantity leads to the quality. The more you do, the better you get. You know, I don't know how many episodes of your podcast you are deep now, but like this episode is better than episode 1.
Yes.
You know, you get better at putting in reps. It's just hard to get good if you're doing 5 videos a year, right?
Yeah.
So once a week frequency, length is the next. And so at least 10-minute videos, but the biggest growth we're seeing is in the 1 to 3 hour category, which is crazy. Like people are going to learn.
Joe Roganish, right? Like
for sure.
long one.
How did Rogan blow up? 3-4 hour podcasts, and like a lot of other people the same way. So people are going to learn. Like if you want to learn something, you're an expert now and you're trying to make content to teach people. Right. Where are people going to learn? They're not going to the library. They're not asking their mom. Like they're going to YouTube and they're going to learn. And that's a key difference with YouTube and the other platforms. Instagram, TikTok, Snap, Facebook is inspiration and entertainment. YouTube is education. If you want to learn something, there's only so much you can learn in a 45-second TikTok video, right? So it's like little quick hits of inspiration.
Yeah. But
deep education, you're going to go to YouTube. And no other platform has matched YouTube yet. I'd love for there to be other options.
It's a great way to delineate it.
And like YouTube is also not social media. Like it's not, you don't go there to interact with people. There's comments, but it's like not the main reason. So YouTube is long form education. It is by far the king. Like more people watch YouTube on TV than Netflix on TV. And most of the views for YouTube aren't even TV.
It's like, that's a fact. More people watch YouTube on TV than Netflix.
On TV. Yeah. Wow. On the TV, like as a device, more people are watching YouTube than Netflix or any other app. Netflix just was number 2, but YouTube is mostly phone and computer, but you still are outpacing Netflix on TV. It's crazy.
That's cool.
Now, YouTube is more than just education too. I'll caveat that. That's not like slime channels and ballerina whatevers. And like, that's not my expertise. Right. I'm only education, entrepreneurship, thought leadership. So that's the arena I play in. So in that world, it's like by far the best it's the only for education. Like you're not educating people on Facebook or Twitter.
Like that's
or
the whole
X
challenge with TikTok and Instagram. Like sometimes I'll actually put up a little post and they're like, and I even say like, this is with like you need context on some of this stuff, right? Like you can't just throw out like some financial piece of advice without like having a little context. So it's really hard to do that in like 60 seconds. Yeah, so I love how you said, so frequency once a week, length 10 minutes, but the greatest kind of increase is happening in that 1 to 3 hour space. That's the first and second.
Then we're looking at our 1 minute audience retention. So with every YouTube video, I don't know if you pay attention to this yet, Candy, on your back end, but you can. It's free on YouTube Studio. It'll show you second by second where people are falling off. And the gold standard is 70% at 1 minute, meaning 70% of people who started the video are still there 1 minute later. That's hard to hit. Yep. Nobody hits that consistently. Mr. Beast doesn't hit that consistently. Like nobody hits it, but that's like gold standard. Okay. So the length matters because YouTube's number one goal is keep people on YouTube as long as possible.
Right.
But making a 3-hour video doesn't matter if you've lost everybody in the first minute.
Got it.
So the hook also matters. When people say short attention span, it's true for the first minute. If you get them for the first minute, they'll watch a 3-hour video. But if you're at 40% retention at 1 minute, it doesn't matter what happens in the rest of the video. Like the video's dead because the retention is terrible. And so people will leave. So this is where people who have a great message and are great speakers often lose because their beginning is not good. It's like, hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Evan. I'm so excited today. I'm going to talk to you about what? Yeah. I'm gone. Like people click off. You got to tell me something that matters. Hit me with a powerful opinion out of the gate or people are gone. So the first minute retention really, really matters. Gold standard is 70%. And then the last thing is your click-through rate. And so that's your thumbnail title combination. People say, don't judge a book by its cover. We do. And so same thing, the cover version in YouTube is your thumbnail and title. And so if you have bad thumbnails and titles, you're not going to get people to click. And so if they're not clicking, you might have the best interview of all time, but they're not clicking because it's not enticing enough to click. So those 4, frequency, how long the video is, the first minute retention, and then the click-through rate. If your channel's not growing, it's a combination of at least one of those things, usually multiple. And it's great. And like you can make data-driven decisions to figure out why it's not growing enough. And again, whether you've got 100 subscribers or 1 million, it's still those same 4 things that we look at every time we're analyzing a channel.
It's so good. I love that. Gosh, I think there's so many different places that we can go, but we've got like 2 minutes. So the best 2 minutes that you can leave someone with, that obviously you're speaking to a wide range of an audience, but something, a little hack, a little nugget, something that you can leave them with, and then we'll basically tell them how to find out more about you.
Yeah. So the third show we didn't touch on, so I can end on that. This is a biz dev show.
Yes.
And so that's Make Your Money 50. Think about who are good referral partners for your business.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm an accountant, an example, right? Who are people that are worth 6 figures to me in my business per year? Mm-hmm. That's not a client. Most accountants don't have like 6-figure billing clients.
Right.
So then it's referral partners. Who are the people that if they knew you, liked you, trusted you, could refer 6 figures worth of business to you every year? Mm-hmm. And for an accountant, maybe that's business lawyers, maybe that's bookkeepers, maybe that's tax attorneys, maybe it's like any entrepreneur groups. Like getting to know those people, you want them to know you, like you, trust you. And then when their clients say, "Hey, I need a accountant," you should go talk to Candy, or you should go talk to Susan, or whoever whoever you are, right? And so, what's the best way to build those relationships? Like relationships is nothing new. Like referrals is nothing. If you are a small business owner and you're not taking out Super Bowl commercials, you need referrals to grow your business. Normally people do referrals through networking, and it's a slow build up, and your alma mater and whatever. Existing clients, so you have to build your client pool. The fastest way to build a relationship is to do a show. So you do something like this. Hey, I'm starting a brand new show, and I'd love to interview attorneys about how they see the market, how they're helping clients, and put a spotlight on you and tell your story. And then you reach out to the top tax attorneys in your city, in your state, and invite them as a guest on your show.
And then the goal with that, what does that look like produced? Are we just having a conversation like, "Hey, Evan, tell me like what kind of people are you helping in your tax attorney?" Like, is it just kind of a conversation?
Ask them about their story, why they got started, trends they're seeing. Yeah, you're edifying them. Yeah. They're more nervous than you are. Who wants to have a tax attorney on their show? Like zero humans.
I love tax attorneys, but they're always so nervous. I am the data nerd, so I'm always like, give me more. But you do kind of have to pull it out of them, I will tell you.
But nobody's asking them to come on their show, right? Like it's very rare for a tax attorney to be in demand as a podcast guest, but you want to talk to them because you're an accountant, and these people could all send you serious business.
Yeah.
And so they don't want to sit down for lunch with you. They don't want to grab a coffee. They don't want you to pick their brain to talk about the industry, but, oh, you're going to do a show and tell my story? Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. And so you make that list of the Money 50. That's how, like, you might have 500 people watch that show, but if each of the guests are worth 6 figures plus to you per year, we've just built a 7-figure business plus for your accounting practice with a tiny or startup YouTube channel.
Yeah. This is so great. I want to just let everybody know how they can find more. I feel like we just did like a 25-minute masterclass on YouTube really quickly, which my audience is going to love because they don't like when they drag out. So you guys are welcome. So where can everyone find out more about you, Evan?
This isn't mostly what I talk about. If you go to Evan Carmichael or look at YouTube, Evan Carmichael, you'll see a lot of my content. I'm trying to solve the world's biggest problem. People don't believe themselves enough. And so we do content at scale, but it's not really YouTube in the niche, specifics. It's more about entrepreneurship and belief and personal development, all that. So if that's your jam, you'll enjoy. This kind of stuff is more my Movement Makers program. I think there's information on the homepage. There's got to be something about that. It's like, how do you as an entrepreneur make money from YouTube, even if you don't have a big audience? And so those are some highlights. I tried to pack in as much as we could there.
You did. And we got, I think, some information that you don't normally share online, which is really cool, right? Because if they're going to go check you out, they're going to see a lot of the great stuff you do. So we got a little bit of this super specific niche talk about YouTube, because I know it's something that's on everybody's mind. So thank you so much for your time. Thanks for being here. We'll link everything up in the show notes so people can find out more. And thanks for spending your time today with us.
Awesome. Thank you, Candy.
Thanks. All right, guys, if you found value in today's episode, please leave us a review, subscribe to the show on YouTube, Apple, or wherever you tune in. Thanks again for spending this time with me today. We'll see you next time.